What is a virtual office address and why you may need one? A virtual office address essentially is an address that a person or a business can utilize that's not their actual brick and mortar location. So typically you will see first time entrepreneurs or small business owners get a virtual office address so they're not listing their home address as their business location. And you don't want to do that primarily for security reasons, but also if you plan on building business credit, you don't want to have your home listed as your business location. So what you would do is you would purchase a virtual office address from a provider. What the provider will give you is an actual brick and mortar location address that you can utilize on all of your documentations that you are, let's say, submitting to the state or maybe on your website or things like that. And your mail and correspondence would come to that provider. They would then get you your mail to you. Now, typically, you would get your mail either mailed to you or scanned. And most providers like we would scan your mail into your online portal where you then will be able to view it, delete it, things like that. And so you're never missing any mail when you have a virtual office address. Also, if you have a local virtual office address, let's say that you're only about 10 minutes away or 20 minutes away from that actual brick and mortar location that you purchased the virtual address from, most times you can also go in and pick up your mail. Once again, the main purpose for getting a virtual office address is to protect your primary residence if you do not already have a commercial office space. Okay, so if you're looking for a virtual address for your business, sign up with your registered agent today.
Interested in working remotely from home with the ability to set your own schedule? Then contact Notary to Notary. Our online training program teaches individuals everywhere how to create and run successful notary businesses nationwide. Whether you're looking for supplemental or full-time income, we'll teach you the benefits of being a business owner, including time and financial freedom. Visit notarytonotary.com to learn more about our training program.
Unmute. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Did I put the same title? It's a little different. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is a happy morning here at Notary to Notary. I am really excited about today. How many of you guys are ready to have an awesome and amazing Saturday? I am. I'm using my quiet voice this morning until I'm fully woken up. All right, so a couple things that I want to talk about this morning, and then I'm going to give you guys some tips to make your phone ring. I'm on Instagram too, so y'all give me 1 second. Let me get y'all a little bit higher so that way you guys are with me simultaneously. Okay, perfect. Okay, so a couple of things. We have class this morning, so if you want to learn to build your own lead generation app for your notary business, that's what we're going to do this morning. It's a no-code build. So I'm going to just show you guys how to build it, and it starts at 11. I feel like we probably were able to get through it all in about 2 hours, to be honest with you, but we're going to see. If you haven't registered for that and you want to, just go to notarytonotary.com under events. You will see it there. Okay. It was something else I posted in here. No, so that's the only class this weekend. Sunday, we have the group mastermind coaching session that's going to be going over how to work with nursing homes and hospitals. And that is Sunday at 6. And are we doing? Yeah, Sunday at 6. And that's the group coaching mastermind that we have at notarytonotary.com. But getting into generating leads for your business, the main thing is making sure that people can find you. So I actually have a closing today too. Boop. And it's a closing, but it's one that was a mail away. So I don't have to print. They just mail the documents to the client. I just show up, notarize things, take it with me, and we're done. So I have one of those to do today. I typically don't do closings on weekends, but I will. It just really depends on the time it is. So usually if I do it, it's during the day. Like I don't usually do evening closings. I pretty much just do like general notary work or during the day closings if I'm going to do them in general. So my plan, I'm still working through my list. I'm going to tell you what I'm actually doing that helps me generate leads. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's definitely a pick up in loan closings. So initially I was saying I was like kind of just trying to doing 1 to 2 a day, but now it's like unloading a lot. And it's like, it's hard to say no. You guys know, like, when you're like running and you're really doing like the 6 figures and you're really getting busy and you see how easy it is to make the money, you can say in your head, okay, I'm only doing 2 today. But then you start seeing the deals come through and it's like, Vanessa, go get that real quick. So I feel like now I'm doing like 3 to 4. And I'm like trying, like, I think that's good. Like, just stay at 3 to 4 because really, you guys know when I was doing this just full time, only notary, I was doing 5 to 10 a day. And so now trying to balance out my schedule with everything else I have going on, I feel like a nice like 3 to 4 is pretty decent. I can get everything else done in that time frame. So, but it definitely has been picking up, that's for sure. Where's the in-person training at what state? So we don't have an in-person training today. This is a virtual training, and it's online at notarytonotary.com. That is the Build Your Own App training. The next class we have is next Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday. And we have a notary training. That's virtual and in person. And then we have hold on, 3 new marketing game-changing tools for your notary business. That's the one that's going to show you 3 tools that you should be using in your business. I'm actually going to use one today, and it's working so good. I love it. And so when I'm looking at over here, my list for my to-dos are over here. So I have a list of signing services that I went through. It's nationwide. Oh, wait, what do you mean? Someone's asking what state. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm in Virginia. The majority of my trainings are virtual, so it's nationwide. If we do, so the training that we have, the notary training, once again, is virtual and in person. So people can come in regardless. It doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what state you're in. You can just stream. But if you are in Virginia, you can come here. I have people come here actually from New Jersey, from Maryland, from Delaware. They just drove down. So I'm like, hey, girl. But yeah, so all of our classes for the most part offer in-person and virtual training. And most of the trainings that we do are applicable nationwide. And if there is something that's niche, I will always say, hey, guys, this is just a Virginia thing. But it's usually all over the place. Yeah, we don't have any trainings in Florida right now. When we do, I will probably say it'll be in April. Next month, you'll probably see me back in Florida doing more there. Do you have training on how to market Ron's? So yes, it doesn't matter what you're marketing. It's the same. How do I explain this? So for example, the class that we're doing today, that's the lead gen app. That's a way to market Ron. But I first will tell anybody, before you try to build an app, the very first thing you need to have is a maximized website and a Google Business profile page. Like that's your 2 things. And those are in the trainings. So there is a Ron training at notarytonotary.com. Go get into that training. But always just like learn how to market. I always say take the ultimate notary bundle because it teaches you everything. Okay. Now, when it comes to marketing, that's actually working on today. So today, my to-do list for my notary business, just for that, is I have a list of signing services that I go through. I clean my list. I had someone in Fiverr clean my list up. So yesterday I started. I go in and I clean the list inside my Notary Assist. I do emails. I do phone calls. Make sure my profile's up to date. I'm on C's. I started with A's and B's. I made it to C's. So now I'm going through my C clients. So I'm going to work on some today. It probably will take me the next couple of days just because when my brain starts saying that's enough, then I'm like, all right, put it down. What else can you work on? And then I do my flyers. So I'll get my flyers from Office Depot today. And then I will do some of them I mail and some of them I drop off. So I do some dropped mail and then I do some in-person visits with my business cards and my flyers to nursing homes and hospitals. And then I have 2 tools that I'm going to use today that I can't tell you because it's the 2 that I'm going to be teaching next Saturday. So 2 of those tools I'm going to use today, and that's for marketing. So that's the class teaching next Saturday. It's 3 tools in general that I'm going to be teaching. 2 of them are new tools. One has been around. People just don't talk about it. So I'm going to be doing those today. And then 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. And then I'm going to start marketing more for weddings. So the main thing, whenever I'm talking about marketing and getting clients, the number one thing is first identifying who your client is. So what client are you trying to reach? You just say everybody. No, that's not the way it works. Okay. What client are you trying to reach? Where are they? What do they need? How can you help them? And then how are you going to reach them? So those are the things that you think about, and then how are you can provide those services to them in a way that makes you stand out from the rest, even if it's just great customer service, excellent timing, whatever the case is. And so the way I market to I market differently, different people. So like attorneys get one set of marketing, title companies get one set, signing services get a different set, individual people get different set. Like everybody gets different because everyone's needs are different. And so it's a matter of understanding how to reach that client base the most effectively. So that way you can generate leads. So in particular, we're just talking about Ron. Yesterday, I showed you guys this tool called Article Forge that I use to generate all of my content for my website and my profile. And I did it in like 5 minutes and then made my content for the month. So I take that content and I put it on my website and in my Google Business profile page. And that helps me boost my SEO. I also then do what I call throw up on the internet, where I just post tons of content on different sites and forums. I use also an aggregator that I talk about a lot too, that will boost me out on the internet. And a good one that I always talk about is Bright Local. I use that. What else do I use? People ask me, do you get a lot of leads from social media? I would say yes, but indirectly, like LinkedIn, Facebook, yeah. But most of my deals that I do, like most of my notary work, is still coming from Google. Like there's no one has outbeat Google yet to date. No one has outbeat them. Okay. And Google has this tool that I use, and I'll tell you about that too. I'll talk about that too in the next class. So I just really pour all of my energy into feeding the Google algorithm, and so that Google will do what Google does best, which is show you exactly what you want and exactly what you need. So it's still the most powerful tool that I've come to experience. It would just depend when it comes to getting eNotary. Now, the app build that we're going to do today, that is just another tool that I built. I built one, I think it was like 2020, 2021, and I just wanted to see what it would do. And it did bring in leads. And I was like, okay, this is perfect. So now what we're going to do today is I'm going to do a redesign. And, once you do something, you want to make it better. Plus the technology that's out now, it's going to make it a lot easier to get the app built in a smoother, more automated way. And so that's the plan today. Plus what we're going to build it on is a no-code platform. So you don't have to understand coding, even though it's like, you guys got to start getting out of your head. Like, oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. You got to figure it out. Okay. I was listening to this guy yesterday on YouTube, and he made like $1 million a month doing, what was he doing? Online stores, e-commerce. I think he had a clothing line. I forget. But the key behind what he was talking about was he had to learn it. And he said he realized one day he was working a job, and he had like a bunch of roommates, and he came home one day and Eric was just there, and he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And he literally invested in books, courses, that he just binged learning. And that's when you get to realize too, like where you are and how much money you make is a direct reflection on what you know. So you can't say, oh, I only make $60,000 or $80,000 a year because of the economy. No, it's the amount of money you make is equivalent to the amount of information that you know. If you knew more, you would earn more. And so the way he was breaking it down was like, he was really just like focusing on like SEO and Google and algorithms and things like that. And he was like, if you can really learn to master, like I mean, one thing he was talking about, and I keep hearing people like that really make great money that are really good with lead generation, they're like, it's no reason for anyone that's in business not to understand online marketing, because everyone that buys a product, for the most part, they go online. And if you have a product that's not being found online, it's like, why? It's 2024. And so he was just recommending some courses and some classes to take that would be beneficial in growing. And it was really cool to hear his story, but it just reminds me of, one of the things I always talk about, where it's just like, you have to get out of your comfort zone. Door beeping a lot. A lot of beeping happening. It's the most I've ever seen my door beep like that. So I was trying to figure out what the beeping was. Like, it's a lot of beeping. Yeah. Okay. I was like, it's a lot of beeping. I was like, I ain't never heard this door beep so much. Oh, it's so funny. Okay. If you don't know, I am here at the Notary Business Center. So I opened this location in 2 years ago. So we've been here for 2 years. So I opened this 2 years ago. And here we do a lot of things. We do notary, we do fingerprinting, we do weddings, we do co-working space, we do virtual office address, LLCs, the whole kit and caboodle, and we have our classes here. And so we have a little doorbell on the door, so when it opens, it's like, and we were waiting, who's coming in? And I could see like the main lobby, but I didn't see anybody coming in, but we figured it out. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so it's a matter of just like learning, your industry, learning how to generate revenue. My thing is, if anyone's making revenue in your market, then you can too. So I did a live on Thursday, where I was talking about breaking down my numbers, what I made for the day. And it was like, what was it, like $400 that I made in like 4.5 hours, right? And I was breaking down like what that equated to, how I made that money, and how anyone can do that. But it's a matter of, being able to be found to do those deals. But a lot of people in their head, they'll just, it's so easy to complain. There's no lack of excuses. Like, excuses are running rampant. So if I ask you like, okay, well, how much did you close this week? Or how many deals did you do this week? And then somebody said, I didn't do any. If I ask you why, if the reason is not me, it's my fault that I didn't do it, then you're in delusion. You're in delusion. If you don't have the results you're looking for, it's because something that you're not doing correctly, especially if you're in an industry where people are actually winning. So if people are winning and you're not winning, you're doing something wrong. And it's nothing or you're missing things that you need in order to be successful. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of times it's easy just to complain and just say, oh, it's the economy. Oh, it's you can't even say it's interest rates no more, because interest rates then came down already. So how you really feeling? Talk about it. So it's just, and not at 2%, and they probably will never be again. That was a COVID thing, but they've already come down, and they're still coming down. Like I predicted, which I didn't predict it, I learned it. So I went to learn the information and then regurgitated it, which is all about like learning your market and your industry. But so I already knew that the market was going to pick up. How did you plan for that? Did you run away with everybody else who was like, oh my God, loan closings are out of here? Or did you prep? Did you market? Did you build relationships? So now when they're coming, they know to call you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of like really just, and I think too, it's a matter of how invested you are. If you're truly invested in building your brand and building your business and creating a life for yourself and for your family, and you have no other option, you do it. You know what I mean? But if you're like, oh, I want to do this, but I also have a job, even though it doesn't pay you all that you want to get paid, even though you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you're settling. And I always tell people like the best way to see what your standards are is to look at your life. Your life is your standards. You can say you want all of this, all of that, but the reality is your life is your standards. Okay, so whatever your life looks like right now, that's your standards. Okay, you might not like that. Fix your standards. Fix your standards. Fix your life. Or we could sit here and complain and just say, oh, no, it's not. It is. It's facts. I was talking to somebody at a training we had here, and I was telling her, like, you tell people how to treat you. You tell people how to treat you. You tell your life how you want it to be. Like, you were in control of this whole situation. And you know what else I like about this guy I listened to last night? He picked up and moved. He read a book by Brian Tracy, and he was like, Brian Tracy was talking about environment and how it's going to dictate what you do. And he said, okay. He has a couple of $100, something he had in his bank account. He picked up, he moved several states away and started fresh. Didn't know nobody, just started like in Atlanta, just picked up and moved and became successful like quickly. It was like a month or something. He started making great money. And it was just like he realized that he was the driver of his ship. And the reality is, only when you realize that I am putting myself where I'm at, I am the reason for whatever is happening in my life. I am the reason for the season, okay? When you realize you are the reason for your season, you can start fixing it. But if you sit back and just say, oh, this is not working because of this, you're not going to fix it. So I say that to say that a lot of people, they'll say, oh, Vanessa, I want to be just like you when I grow up. You want to be just like me? You know what it takes to be just like me? Like, I read a lot of books. You ready to read those books? I read a lot of books. I take a lot of courses. I go to a lot of trainings. I listen to a lot of podcasts and I binge podcasts and educational YouTube. You hardly ever see me ever watching Netflix if it's not something that's going to be a documentary, something to learn. So I'm strategic on what I do. I put myself in places where people are always teaching me. I don't really hang out. It's not a thing. Like, I like to learn. Like, that's what I do. And I always like learning, but I wasn't always that particular about my environment. I had to learn that. And like how he said, you have to learn your environment. And once you understand all things are going to play a part in your success, like, you can fix it. But I promise you, the first thing is realizing that you put yourself here and your current life is your current standards. And then you work on improving that. You can't fix something that you aren't exposed to. So it's like, you have to read. Okay. You can audiobook if you want to. Do it. Okay. Read, audiobook, go to conferences. I'm telling you to go to conferences. I'm not telling you to stream them. Then get up and get your butt in the room. Okay. Because the energy and the environment and the people you're going to meet are people that are going to influence you and help you get to the next level. Okay. Go to conferences, read books, get training. You know what I mean? Like this Saturday, I'm sure some of you guys are in the class we're going to do at 11, but there's plenty of classes. You can either go into this class that we're going to do at 11 a.m. or get into someone's class. What else are you doing this Saturday? What are you doing? Are you doing something that's adding value to your life, or are you just shooting the breeze? Okay. There's classes every day. Every single day of the week, there is someone's class that's available for you to take. Every single day. There is someone that you can be learning from every single day. Every single day. And only when you truly add that principle to your life will you start to see your life grow leaps and bounds. But you don't have to do that. But just don't sit back and complain. Well, you just complain. Now I don't want to hear it. Okay. Because it's self-inflicted. Okay. It's self-inflicted. All right. So that is also the clock on the wall. I am going to skedaddle because we have class at 11 and I want to make sure everyone has what they need to be successful during this class. So if you are not in the Build Your Own App class, it is at notarytonotary.com under events. There's only, I think, 7 more virtual tickets available for that event. When you go there is a promo code that pops up on there for you guys too. Make sure you use that when you register. It's going to be on the Eventbrite page itself. Okay, and I will see you guys at 11. The next time I think I see you will be Sunday at 6 for the mastermind coaching. And we do have a promo code going on this weekend for all the courses. Promo code LUCKY. Promo code LUCKY gives you half of all of our trainings at notarytonotary.com. And I think that's it. Oh, and the boot camp is still on sale for promo code LEAP for $27 for that 8-hour intensive training. Look at that class. Okay. But yeah, so that is also the clock on the wall. Guys, be great on purpose. You can be a 6-figure notary. You can be $1 million notary. I know 3 people so far that have built $1 million signing services. 3 over the past several years. And one did it primarily doing general notary work, which I was impressed. I was impressed by that. But yeah, so it's a matter of mindset. Like, it's a matter of mindset, like what you think is possible for you. And the thing is too, the more that you're exposed to people who are doing great things, the more you see that, oh, they can do, what makes me different? Nothing. They just learned more. They learned more. What are you learning? Okay. What are you learning? That's going to make an impact on what you're able to accomplish. Okay. All right, guys, that is also the clock on the wall. I love you guys. Be great on purpose. I had to close off Instagram, and now I will see you guys the way go. And any of the trainings I'm talking about is at notarytonotary.com. I will see you guys at 11 if you registered for the Build Your Own App class. And I think that's all. It's the clock on the wall. It is recorded. You do get the replay. I will see you guys. And I'm actually building my app real time during the class. So I'm putting my app back in the app store. I wanted to do a rebrand on it. So I'm going to actually do it. That's why it's cool because like I'm putting mine in at the same time, which is good because I wanted this for a while and I've been procrastinating and putting it off. So even I do that. But now it's okay, Vanessa. Get it done. All right. So I will see you guys. The way go be awesome on purpose. And until next time, happy signing.
Hey guys, have you had a chance to get a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Ron Guide? If you are ready to build a remote online notary business, then this book is what you need. In this book, I give you all the information that you need to know in order to build a successful remote online business, no matter what state you're in, as long as your state authorizes remote online notarizations. Head on over to Amazon today and get your copy. You'll be glad you did.